I would definitely tell my younger self to, just believe in yourself. Like, you got this. There's a reason why you're here.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Bonjour, you're watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and today we have an amazing show with nothing but amazing guests, and today is no exception. You've seen her on AEW, Ring of Honor, and Netflix. She is a 4-time OVW Women's Champion, now stepping into the music scene with her latest project, This Is Leila. Please welcome the baddie of pro wrestling, Leila Grey. How are you doing? Thank you for coming on.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me.
So let's get into it. I mean, I know a lot of people know you from the wrestling, but we have to talk about your album that just came out. It's amazing. So I already know what my favorite song is. 7-song album that just came out August 1st. What's your favorite song?
Oh my God. I think I have 2 favorites, honestly. I really like Lucky. Mm-hmm. And I really like The Same, a little ballad type, yeah, I would say those are probably my 2 favorites off the project, but I mean, I love them all.
My favorites is Remedy.
Okay.
And yeah. Y'all have to listen to it. You'll get what the facial is. And Paparazzi. Those are my 2 favorites. That I was like, okay, I see this. I see what you're going through.
Yeah, Paparazzi's fun. I like that.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like one of those, like, you getting ready with your girls to go to the club. That's what it feels like.
That was definitely the vibe we were trying to go for. So
okay, so I just finished watching this Netflix show called The Hitmakers. And so what they did, it just came out. So what they did is they got like I think it's like 13 of the biggest hit makers in the world, like Beyonce's writers, etc. And they had these writing camps. And it was really interesting to see their process and how they make songs for other artists. So in your process of making music, like what's the breakdown for that?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So my writing process, I team up with a duo. It's Lavelle James and Lee Cromartie. They're called the Hitters. So these are talented writers and producers out in the New York area. And as you guys know, I'm a New York native. So before I started moving all around the country, I was in New York, and that's where I met them. We started making music. And yeah, so when I would go in, I always come in with ideas on what I want to talk about, what I want to sing about, what I'm going through, and how I want to express myself. So we just go sit down and listen. We make everything like on the spot, like literally. Lee Cromartie, he is more like the producer type. So he's like making the beat. Like, okay, like, are we feeling something like ballad or mid tempo or uppity and pop? So he's literally making the beat as me and Lavelle are like sitting down, like writing. And Lavelle, he has such a great way with words. Sometimes I get stuck on my words. I don't know how to like express what I want. So yeah, so he's good with that, with helping me figure out the words to say and the best way to, convey the message that I'm trying to convey to my fans through my record. So that's pretty much the writing process. We just go, we vibe out, we talk, see where I'm at in life, and then we just start making it right there on the spot.
How long did it take you to make the album?
Well, the album has been in the works for a very long time. Okay, so those of you that don't know the history of Leila Grey, before I was wrestling, I was pursuing the music. So this was probably like 8-10 years ago when I first started working with Lavelle and Lee. So some of the songs, we initially recorded them back then. And then when I started working on this new project, I'm like, I want to use some of those songs. And we actually remade some of the songs. Like Remedy was one of the ones that we remade. It was actually like a up-tempo song.
Really?
And yeah, okay. It was actually an up-tempo song. And I don't know, some time has passed. I felt different. Like when I listen to it differently now that we decided to switch it up. So, I mean, all in all, the album has been in the works for like 10 years. But But my most recent like recordings have been this past year. That's where I recorded probably most of it. And I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
and we have it. Now we have it. Now it's finally out. The thing is that when I started wrestling, I put all my eggs into that basket. And I thought that I said goodbye to music, honestly. I wasn't even thinking about it for years. I was not pursuing it at all, at all. And you know, it kind of started with the Baddie project last year. You know, initially the thought process behind that was, you know, I wanted to sing my own entrance music in wrestling. So that's where we created the Baddie song. Cause I mean, I'm really not a rapper. That was actually my first attempt at rapping. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was cool. But yeah. And after I did that and I did the video, cause I'm like, oh, you know, I want this to play
the video.
too.
Oh my gosh. The video is a whole nother story. Like, girl, we
Yeah.
have to talk
So
about your diet.
after I did Baddie, I'm like, I think I got bit by the bug again. I'm like, you know what? I think I want to do music again. Like, why not? Like, I have so many passions in life, and it's, you know, I don't just want to be put in one box. I want to do all the things that I want to do.
No, I totally get it. I mean, it's one, I feel like anybody from New York, like rapping is in the DNA, some sort. Like, not to say you're gonna be, you know, the greatest rapper alive, but I feel like New York just has that vibe. Like, it's easy to come with.
Yeah.
But I saw in an interview that you've been singing since you were 5, and Selena was one of your, like, you know, favorites. So as far as a Selena song, do you have a favorite one?
Oh my God. So of course, who doesn't love Bidi Bidi Bam Bam? That is like a top one. And there is one that is not as popular, very popular still. It's called Si Una Vez. And that is one of my favorite Selena songs. So yeah, like when Selena passed away in 95, I was 5 years old. And my mom was a huge Selena fan. Like she was like literally like crying and like so distraught over the news. And, you know, like my mom was always playing Selena music, and you know, some of the best memories I had with my mom is us singing together, like putting on concerts in the living room, just singing and dancing to Selena. And, you know, then when the movie came out, I'm like, oh, that's a wrap. I want to be a singer. I'm like, I want to be a singer. I want to perform. Yeah, like I feel like Selena definitely gave me the entertainment bug. I knew that I wanted to sing and dance and be an entertainer. Ever since that, then everything I did growing up in school, I was always trying to get involved in anything that I could musically or acting. And, you know, I just love the arts. So I was just always trying to get involved, and I owe it all to Selena.
Yeah, I mean, that Baddie music video, kudos, girl.
Thank you so much.
Even your last video too, which we'll get to. But and one thing we definitely want to get to is you have a performance coming up on Tuesday, August 19th, live stage at the Bowery Electric. So what can people expect as far as live performance? Because I understand you're going to be performing all 7 of your songs.
Yes, I am going to be performing all 7 of my songs. So this Tuesday at the Bowery Electric, we have an opening act that's opening up, and then I'm headlining the show. I will be performing the whole album, This Is Leila. And I mean, it's just going to be a vibe. It's going to be so energetic. This is the first time I'm hitting the music stage in so long. So it's definitely going to be very exciting. And I mean, I'm just so excited for people to check it out. I definitely didn't think that I would be doing any live performances, and this kind of just fell on my lap, and I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And you know, I hope it leads to more. I'm trying to go on a This Is Leila tour.
I mean, because you often when I see wrestlers, and I also talk to people who don't necessarily watch wrestling, like put the respect, because the fact that you're like in the ring, you're cutting promos, you're doing all that stuff. Yes, the athletic part, but also the entertainment side of it as well. So how have you, like, I know you've been kind of entertaining for a long time, but how do you take the wrestling aspect and the music aspect? Like, are you going to kind of pair the two in your performance on Tuesday, or what does that kind of, how do you put it together?
Well, I don't necessarily know if I plan to pair the two too much. I kind of, in a sense, want to keep this separate from the wrestling that I do, because I'm just showing people a different side of me that they may not know. They've seen me, you know, wrestling for years now, for a couple years. And so a lot of people didn't even know that I made music. So this is just me trying to show them kind of a different side, kind of who I am. But I guess in a way it does relate, because because, you know, I'm still gonna be my baddie self. So I'm gonna be bringing all the baddie energy. So in that way, it will be relatable to, you know, Leila Grey, the wrestler. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my thing out there.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Now, as far as performances as well, I said we were going to talk about your other video, which is Right Way, which is a whole nother girl. We'll have to talk about your eating plan, because those outfits. What was that process like? Like the difference between Baddie and Right Way? Like how did you develop the concepts for it?
Yeah. So I knew that Right Way was going to be the next single. I'm like, I really want to put out something that's pop and energetic. And I also wanted to make sure it was something that I was singing so that people knew that I was singing. And I mean, listening to the record, Lions and Tigers and Bears, I instantly thought jungle. Okay. I love jungle stuff. Like I love leopard print and all that stuff, tropical palm trees. Like I love all that stuff. So I'm like, I want to do jungle theme. So I had that picked out probably since like last November. Probably when I dropped Baddie, I instantly was like, okay, what's going to be the next one? So yeah, so I knew I wanted to be jungle. We filmed the video out in Miami, Florida. Back when I was in Miami, living there, before wrestling, I was a video vixen working on music videos. So I hit up one of the good producers that I knew one of the good directors that I knew out there. And I'm like, hey, trying to shoot a fire ass video, jungle themed. So we picked out this location. My husband, Lou Curtis, was featured in the video. And, you know, he really helped me a lot come up with the concept as well. We're thinking about it almost like wrestling, like trying to figure out a storyline. Like, I'm like, okay, you could be like working out and then I'm in the trees, like spying on you. And like, so it was even the last scene with Kiera Hogan when we're dancing on the beach, like we put that dance together literally like in 15 minutes right before we shot it. Like she met me at the beach. We're like, okay, what are we going to do? And yeah, we're putting it together like a match. We're like, and then yeah, in 15 minutes we knocked out this little routine and like it was fire. It was fire.
Oh my, 15 minutes. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Professional. You've been doing this entertainment thing is in the blood. Talking about Kiera, I mean, we haven't seen her at AEW since 2024, but we have seen her on Jocelyn's Cabaret California. So have you seen any of the episodes that she's been in, and what are your thoughts?
Of course, I've seen the episodes that she's in. Like I never watched the show before, but obviously when she told me that she was in it, I'm like, I have to watch this. So I've been watching every episode. The third episode drops tomorrow. So I've been supporting my girl. And I mean, yeah, the show is crazy. It makes me nervous. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I'm like, what's going to happen? But I saw her recently. She made it out alive. But shout out to Kiera. I'm so proud of her for like venturing off and, you know, just doing something else that she wants to do. Like, I'm all for it. I'm all for, you know, people following their dreams and trying different things. Like, yeah, we love wrestling. We do love wrestling, but you know, we're humans and we have other passions as well.
When I saw it, I definitely wasn't worried because I'm like, oh, y'all, meaning the rest of the cast, you don't know that she could fight. Like she might look cute, but she's not one to mess with. So
I don't even know she got these hands.
Yeah, it's always the small ones, always the small ones. But let's get into a little bit of wrestling. You debuted in 2020, but you've been with AEW since 2021. Now, if Tony Khan were to give you like, look, I'll give you the permission, you can write your storyline, whoever you want to match with, what it'll look like. What would it look like?
What would it look like? I mean, I'm not sure what it would look like, but I mean, I can tell you definitely some opponents that I would definitely love to work with. Like, I mean, I definitely want to do something with Mercedes. Anybody who knows me, anybody that has interviewed me or listened to my interviews since the beginning, since day one, I had always said that Sasha Banks was my favorite, my inspiration, and just inspired me so much in this business. So the fact that she's at AEW now, I would definitely love to do something with her. And, you know, something funny is that I get told all the time that I look like her or resemble her in some way. I mean, of course, I'll take it as a compliment. Hell yeah. But if we could do some things like together, like some,
Uh-huh.
some twinning type shit.
Okay. I like
Like,
it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'll be, I'll follow her lead. I'll be the young CEO.
Well, what do you think of the fact that she has like 8 titles? Like, do you have more of a desire to, because now I feel like I'm gonna do the storyline for you. So like you come on as the young CEO, she helps you out, and then you're like, look, you got 8 titles.
You
What
got
we
8.
doing? You got 8.
But
Like
give me some of those.
give me some of those titles. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Because I believe she might be the only one with that many titles. Also, if I were ever to interview her, the question is how is she carrying all these titles all around? That's a whole nother story. But what do you think of that? Because
she's hiring personal carriers now.
yeah, I saw that on Twitter, but I don't know if she actually ended up hiring them. But
I know.
Can you imagine going through TSA? What do you think of that? 8
Oh
titles.
yeah, absolutely. Like I would love to learn as much as I can from her, and then lighten up her load a bit.
There, I mean, see, I like that. That is like, look, I want to see, you learn the stuff, and then it's like, look, I've learned everything about you, and now I'm going to be better than you. That's the story right there.
Oh yeah, a little Tony Storm and Mariah May part 2.
There it is. You debuted in 2020. Now, if you were to your 2025 self, oh my gosh, your dog, my
Somebody
dog,
wants
she
to
always
make a cameo.
Oh, and the chain though. Oh my.
Oh yeah, he's a gangster, man. He's a gangster. His name is Kofi. I actually named him after Kofi Kingston.
Okay, nice. I actually have one of those gold chains in my Amazon bucket because I'm about to get my dog one. I was like, she needs to travel in style. Now, if your 2025 self were able to talk to your 2020 self, what advice would you give her?
Probably to just, believe in myself. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to work out. So just, keep your head on straight and keep working hard. The way that my career happened, like things happened so fast for me. I kind of just got thrown into the fire. So a lot of my career, I feel like I've, suffered from like imposter syndrome.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, sometimes I feel like not so much anymore. I feel like I'm getting better at this, but with everything happening so fast, sometimes I felt like I didn't deserve all this, or like, I wasn't good enough. And, that took time to work through that. I would definitely tell my younger self to, just believe in yourself. Like, you got this. There's a reason why you're here.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, just giving you your flowers. I mean, debuting in 2020 during like the height of the pandemic, right? And now in 2025, you're signed to AEW and you're doing your own music, and and you had a beautiful wedding. So you found the man of your dreams. All of that, like that's to be commended. Definitely giving your flowers, because there are people, and it's no shade to those folks, but it's just people who they've been dreaming to get there, and you're there. And I'm sure, I know there's more for you want to do, but just take a moment, because that's crazy. You well deserved.
Thank you. And that is really what I need to do, like take a moment, because I like do so much. Even when I'm not wrestling, like when I'm home, I'm like training like all day long. Like I'm training for a bodybuilding competition currently. So I'll be stepping on the bodybuilding stage this upcoming December. So I'm in the gym for hours. I have a coach. I'm dieting. I'm cooking all my meals. I've picked up running, and now I've been running 5 miles a day. I'm trying to build that up. I'm trying to do this marathon coming up in October. Like, yeah, like I'm always doing so much. And, but sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not trying hard enough. So I'm like, no, you could be doing more. So yeah, like that is the issue. So it's just, I really need to like take a moment and see like how far I've come, and really appreciate all the blessings, because it really is a dream. It's a dream come true.
Yeah, it is. The bodybuilding. So are you doing the bodybuilding? Are you doing figure? Or I think there's like 3 or 4 categories for the women.
Yeah, there's several categories. So last summer I competed for my first time, and I did compete in the figure division, and I did do very well for my amateur competition. So that was an NPC show. This year I'm trying something a little bit differently, and I am competing in the WBFF. I'm not sure if you have ever heard of it. Similar, but it's just a bit more glamorous. Oh yeah, some wrestlers have done it. Mandy Rose have done it. Bianca Belair has competed as well, and they both did amazing in it. So yeah, I'm trying to dip my toes into that and see how it goes. Just because I enjoyed both. I enjoyed the NPC as well, but I feel like WBFF could be a better fit for me, because it's like hot girl shit. So
I mean, yeah, good luck and congratulations. I did one figure back in the day. Actually, figure, and I did a marathon, and it was like one and done. I did the figure, and I was like craving food, and I'm like, all right, I'm good on that. And then I did a marathon with the option. I did the LA marathon with the option of you can stop halfway through, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again. So let me just continue all the way to the end, and call it a day. But yeah,
you did all 26.
Did all 26 and had a backup battery. I had my music on the whole time. It was just one of those things. There's a moment in it. I think it's past the halfway point that's almost like you have outer body experiences. Like it was crazy because I felt like my current self was talking to my I was having all these types of I was talking to my younger self. It was a really great experience, but I only did it once. I'm not doing it again.
For sure. Listen, so I run like out here in Vegas. I do trail running. So we're like in the mountains and stuff, and it is hot as hell, 105 degrees. And yeah, like you start talking to God when you're out there and yourself to like keep you going and keep you pushing. Yeah. How did you train for a marathon?
I actually trained with the World Vision Association. And so they gave me like an outline. I would run every day. So it's different miles every single day. And I'm a trained sprinter. So I ran for Oregon. So I'm not a distance runner. So it's just kind of one of those things that after you get to like that 5 mile point, like that you're talking about, like once I get to 5 miles a day and I could do it consistently, then anything after that, that's fine. It's just training up to that because it's like, I don't like running, but
neither do I. I started this probably, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. And let me tell you, that first week, like I'm not a distance runner either. That first week, like I know we run in the ring and stuff, but this is totally different. So that first week, I'm like huffing and puffing, and I'm like running with my husband. I'm like, I don't know, babe. I'm like, maybe this could just be your thing. I'm like, I don't know. But for some, and then like, I felt like I was dying. The next day, for some reason, I woke up with like some motivation. I'm like, I think I could do it today, and hit, I think we were going for 2 miles, like a mile there and a mile returning, and I did it, and I'm like, okay, and then every day it's just been a little bit more, a little bit more. So
yeah, it's like building block. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm like, it happens pretty fast too.
Yeah,
like, as long as you're consistent.
Yeah, and yeah, it's consistent, and then once you have the starting point, obviously you're in shape, so it's just more conditioning the body to do it. But yeah, I'm never doing that again. That was a once in a lifetime thing. If you're doing the bodybuilding and you're eating and you're so locked in, the running's only a matter of time. So like add those two things to your list. Now, as far as going back to the music, I mean, there's a lot of wrestlers who have music careers, a la Swerve Strickland, etc. Is there anybody that you want to work with?
Yeah, there's a few people. Like I would love to work with Swerve and Leo Rush. Lately, I've really been supporting the women in wrestling that are dropping music, like Taya Valkyrie. She recently dropped 2 singles, and I've been jamming to Taya's songs. Also, Samantha the Bomb. Big fan of hers. Her music is great. Her voice is amazing. So I really want to collaborate with the ladies. So I would love to do music with them. Like if me and Taya did music, I already know that it would be fun, and we would shoot this super fun and girly music video. We'll probably be dressed in pink, and there'll probably be bubbles everywhere. Like that's what I picture if I work with Taya.
Yeah, I mean, and you feel like you could also parlay that into wrestling too. I feel like there's something there. Like I don't know if you guys sing as you're walking down. Like I don't know. There's something there that somebody needs to book it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it may, not gonna say much, but it may. You never
Oh,
know.
okay. Okay. So with the things that you're not going to say much of, I mean, we have the music. People in New York, August 19th, definitely check it out. If you guys don't have the album, you guys can get the album. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. And yeah, also what I did like too, the fact that you put on YouTube with the lyrics, I need to run that back because I love looking at the lyrics now because then you kind of like look at how everything is and then it changes the song for you in a good way. Because
Yeah.
some people just listen to it, reading the
Beyonce
words like,
taught me.
yeah.
Beyonce taught me. I saw that she did that for Renaissance, and yeah, like I started singing along to her stuff because now it's like kind of like karaoke in a way, like looking at the lyrics and stuff. And yeah, and there's some words that you may not catch just when you're listening, and now you're like, oh, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a line in Remedy where it was just like, ooh, I like that. It was kind of like I can't remember where it was. It's like, let me be your remedy. You said something else before that. I was like, oh yeah, that's it right there. So y'all, I'm not good remembering things, but y'all need to check out that. And it's a good length too. Like you can listen to it, and it's not like some people have 20 plus songs, and again, no shade to them, but it's a nice compact. It takes you through a really nice journey. So I like the feel of it.
It's an easy listen. That's what I like about it too. I'm like, it's easy, it's cool, it's smooth. For the R&B songs, particularly, like I was, really inspired by like 90s, early 2000s R&B. So in my head, I'm feeling like Aaliyah, like Brandy, Monica, like.
Yeah, I think one of them had I think it was Paparazzi at the end. It had like almost like a Michael Jackson-esque riff. Am I wrong about that? It had like a very like I heard a little bit of Michael Jackson in it. I was like, okay,
I'm flattered.
Yeah, I liked it. It was for y'all. Trust me, I've done a lot of music like interviews, but this is y'all need and it's so easy right now where you can just really just go on Spotify or anywhere. And then also what I did see in a previous interview is that you can buy a CD and have that as a collectible. So definitely let people know how they can do that.
So I do have physical CDs, and it's available in my merch store, the Leila Grey shop. You can find that at the link in my bio. Yeah, so a lot of fans were actually requesting and asking if I was going to have that. And I mean, initially that was not in my plans. I'm like, people still got CD players, or people still listen to this, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this was actually the fans that pushed for this. I told the fan, if I can figure out how to do it for you guys, I will. He sent me a link. You can do it here. And I'm like, okay. And then I put it on my shop, and it's been moving very well. I'm going to have those with me at my show on Tuesday, along with some t-shirts and posters. So you'll be able to get your Leila Grey merch at the show.
Yeah, it's almost like when people collect vinyl. Like I feel like that's what CDs are now. Like, not a lot of people. Well, I think record players are coming back now, but like not a lot of people have, record players or CDs, but it's just nice. It's nice to have it on the bookcase and I think now they also have those things where you can like convert the CD into like you just plug it into something and it doesn't. Yeah. There's some technology where you don't really need the CD player per se. Definitely need to go and get that. And then the last question, I feel like it's an easy question. This is Leila. What inspired the title? Obviously, like your entertainment name, but it's simple. So what made you decide to go?
I wanted something simple, attention grabbing. Like I mentioned earlier, like people, know me in the wrestling world, and I've been doing music for a while, and a lot of people didn't even know that. So this album was all about showing them a different side of me, showing them the real me, actually, because I mean, I'm an entertainer first. I was an artist first before wrestling. So this is kind of, in a way, going back to my roots. And, music was my first love, my first passion in life. And, just want to show the world who I am and different sides of me. So that's really what inspired the album. Like a lot of people don't really know much about me. Even AEW, it's not like I've cut like many promos that people have really heard my story like that. Just kind of, trying to relate to my audience more and just connect with them and, just show them a different side of me. This is Leila.
Yeah, I love it. Now, this is the last question. I feel like during childhood and, to the evolution of adulthood, there's certain things that are like building blocks to who we become. is there something in your childhood that is just like, this is what made me, like, this is, you know, these things that happened in my childhood got me to this place?
I would say, like, you know, growing up in New York, like, things were definitely hard for me and my family. We didn't grow up with money. There wasn't many opportunities. My parents were, you know, immigrants from the Dominican Republic. So, you know, they didn't really speak English. They really didn't know how to, like, make things happen for me. So, I mean, my whole life has been me figuring it out on my own. Like, I was the one that would sign up for sports when I was young. Like, my parents weren't like trying to put me in anything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, like, I was the one. I'm like, oh, I want to play soccer. I want to do track. I want to do this. So it's always, I've just always had this hustle mentality. I guess that's the New Yorker in me. I've always been grinding. I've always just, man, since I was little, I've just always said I was going to be rich and famous. I'm going to be successful. Like, in high school, my yearbook, I won most likely to be famous. So, like, I was always like just trying to be that girl and just always trying to be successful. And, you know, like I said, I always grew up hustling. I was, you know, bartending and waitressing for like 12 years. And all I could think about was like, I cannot wait till the day that I don't have to do this anymore. Like, and honestly, my biggest fear in life is being a regular person and having a regular job. Like, I never saw that for myself ever. Like, I always knew that I wanted to do some cool stuff. And I mean, that's why I sacrifice things. And, like, honestly, my key to success has been doing things that I hate, like the running. I'm like, I hate running. So now I'm going to start running and run a marathon. Growing up, I always hated working out, but now I'm like, now I'm going to become a bodybuilder. So it's like, you know, doing things that other people don't want to do is how I stay ahead. That's been my key to success, you know, from my upbringing till now. Like, I mean, yeah, my upbringing definitely helped shape my future, because I'm like, parents were struggling. I'm like, I know I definitely don't want to live like this. And, you know, even like, you know, old friends like that I've left behind, I'm like, I see what they're doing now, and I'm like, I just thank God I got out of there.
Same. There's a thing about being a child. Like, both my parents, my mom's from South America, my dad's from the islands. It's being a child of immigrants. There's just like everything that you said, even though, you know, our parents are from different places, is like, I completely relate to, because it's like they're coming to a new country and they're trying to get the lay of the land. And then they have this child and they're trying to figure it all out. And it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, you respect it because they want to give you a better life. But it's also like, okay, I'm going to try to, you know, do this on my own. I got this. So I definitely like, you know, relate to it.
Absolutely. Because they were struggling too. They didn't speak English. You know, they got low paying jobs back then. So it's like, you know, they were figuring things out themselves. And, you know, so I knew that if I wanted to make things happen, it was going to be on my own. And even now, till this day, like, everything is still on my own. Like, this album was on my own. I had to fund the album and, like, you know, do everything myself. The show that we're putting on this week, it's all independent. So I'm always fully independent in life. And I mean, and that's okay. And that's okay.
I feel like that's where society is going right now. I know I said last question. This is definitely the last question. Married life. I know. Your married life. I saw your video on YouTube. I saw the short one and I started watching the long one. Oh my gosh. Like, how long did it take for you to plan it? Everything was on point. And then there was one point where you guys, I think it looked like you guys are pouring sand into what is there a story behind that?
So first off, it took me a year to plan this wedding. I planned it all in a year, and I was not a bridezilla. I actually enjoyed every second of it. It was so much fun. And once it was over, I'm like, now what? So I'm waiting for one of my friends to get married so I could pass along all the things that I have saved on Etsy and Pinterest.
Nice. Okay.
Because I'm like, it was so much fun. But yeah, we did the sand ceremony, and it's a ceremony of unity. You know, on the jar that we had, the crystal jar, engraved in it said "better together." So it's kind of just us both, you know, joining in unity and becoming one. What better time to do a sand ceremony than, you know, a gorgeous beach wedding?
Oh my gosh. It was like the day, whatever day you picked. It was just kudos. It was just really
Thank
beautiful
you.
to see, like even down to like the newspapers. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, y'all need to go to Leila's YouTube because it just I
Oh,
was like,
thank you.
ooh, yeah, it's
It
made
was
me
it
want to
was
go get
really
married.
the wedding of my dreams. Like it was everything that I wanted. You know, it was in the Dominican Republic, so you know the motherlands, and
Mhm.
it was amazing. It could not have gone any better,
Yeah,
honestly.
it looked chef's kiss. So kudos to you for planning it because
And you know
that
that wedding video, like
Mhm.
the short one, I did not know it was gonna be that cinematic. Like, you know, I saw her stuff before and I'm like, okay, her
Mhm.
work is really good. Then when she sent it back, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this looks like a movie.
It looks really, really. If you decide to do another business, because I know you're a hustler and you want to like plan weddings or whatever, or develop a company like that, yeah.
I
Because I thought
thought
it was a
about
whole
it.
company that did it for you. I didn't know
I
it was just you. That's impressive.
Yeah, I've thought about it, about going into the wedding planning business maybe in the future because I just really enjoyed it, like every second, every second.
Mhm. Well, congratulations on everything. I mean, you have the bodybuilding competition coming up in December. You have the marathon. Your album just dropped. You're having a performance. Like, congratulations on everything that you're doing and everything that you're planning on doing. Because I know you got a list. I feel like we're aligned with. We just gotta keep hustling. But with that being said, if people have no idea what we're talking about, which I feel like that shouldn't be a thing. Where can everybody find your stuff? Where can everybody support you, buy your stuff, all that good stuff?
Yes, absolutely, guys. Follow me on social media at Miss Leila Grey. That's MISS Leila Grey. There, if you click the links in my bio, that will actually take you to all my stuff, my merch store, my music on Apple Music, on Spotify, anything that you need, you can find from there. So yes, yeah, check out my merch. I got some new stuff on there, and yeah, so all my stuff, Spotify, Apple Music, listen to my album, This Is Leila. It's freaking great. And thank you guys so much for your support.
Yeah, definitely, y'all. Like, I mean, it's so much easy. You don't even have to like go to the store, y'all. It's really easy. Definitely go and listen to the album. Go and look for the album. All that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is TK Trinidad. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. You can follow Women's Wrestling Talk everywhere at www.talkpod.com. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao, y'all.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkPod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.